Hello again everyone and welcome back to this Python tutorial. We are already at video number 8 and in this video we are going to talk about the if-else statements. From this video on we are going to use another IDE than the one we have been using before, and an IDE is basically where we are typing and running our code from. So I recommend all of you to head over to jetbrains.com/PyCharm. If you want to use another IDE, of course feel free to do that, but I will stick to PyCharm for the rest of our videos. Do hit the download button, and when you get there you can choose between Windows, Mac OS, or Linux. You also can choose between the Professional Edition or the Community Edition. For our use right now, the Community Edition is more than good enough. So go ahead and download that, and when you have done that and are ready to open up the program, hit the play button again and we will continue on from there. Okay, so now that we have successfully installed PyCharm, let's open it up. As you can see here, you get a few more choices. We are going to create a new project, and here we are choosing what to name it and what location we want it saved on. I'm going to save it in the PyCharm projects folder. If you want easy access, you can save it on the desktop or wherever you want. Basically, we're going to name this program if-else. And also here it is important that you choose your Python interpreter. I have Python 3.7 installed now. That's the newest version. If you have another Python 3 version, that's also more than okay. Choose the existing interpreter and just choose your own Python interpreter in the line here. Then hit create, and we are creating a new Python project within the JetBrains PyCharm IDE. As you see here, you get a tip of the day. Those can be actually quite smart to take a look at from time to time. You will see the folder for your files here. You just have to scanning installed packages. You just have to do some scan and some indexing. Let's see. Do right click on the folder here and then choose new, and here you got even more choices, but we want a Python file. And what should we name these files? This is a file that we will put inside the folder you just created, the if-else folder. We are going to call this if-else as well. And here we are. Here we have a blank Python file ready for us to start writing in. We are going to stick with the example that we used in the last video where we got input from the user answering the question, how are you today? Based on that answer, the program decides where to go on from here, and in this case, which feedback we are to give back to the user. And we want the program to respond to the user's answer either with great, I'm glad to hear, or to be a bit more supportive and answer, I'm sorry about that, sport, chin up, tomorrow is going to be great. And the first thing we are going to do is to type out the input statement containing the question for the user. And this is exactly what we did in the last video. And it's, hey, how are you today? So this is us asking the user, hey, how are you? Or the program asking the user, hey, how are you today? And then actually to be able to use the input, we need to assign it to a variable. And also keep in mind that we're not assigning the input statement as a statement, but we are actually assigning the input from the user. And we will do that var equals the input, hey, how are you today? And that means if the user is answering that it's good, then the variable equals to good. If the user answers bad, then the variable will be equal to bad. And now we're going to say that if the answer to our question is good, then we want to print this. And if it's something else, the answer is not good, then we want to print this or something else. So let's go ahead, and if var is and double equal there to good. I don't know if I said that before, but input from a user using an input statement will always be a string. So we will have to do string there. If the variable equals to the string good, what do we want to do? We want to print I am so glad to hear that I'm actually not too bad myself. So this is, if I will say that one more time, if the variable is equal to good, if the user answered good to our question, then we want this to be printed. I am so glad to hear that I'm actually not too bad myself. We want the program to give that answer back to the user if the user's answer was good. And what else? What if the answer is, for example, bad or something entirely else? Then we will do the else statement. You saw what I did there. So if the answer is not good, we want some other action to be taken, and then we want to print. See here, let's not forget the quotation marks here. Let's try to do this correctly. I'm sorry to hear that. Chin up. Tomorrow going to be great. So now we have it here, and now if the user's answer to our question or the input from the user equals good, we will print that, and if it is something else, then we will print this string right here. Now let's see if it runs. Hey, how are you today? I'm good. I'm good, absolutely. And my program says, I'm so glad to hear that I'm actually not too bad myself. And if you leave, actually, if you see here, you leave a blank space there, that will look a lot better when you are doing the input later on. And let's run it one more time now and terminate. Run it one more time now and see what happens if I say bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Chin up, tomorrow is going to be great. So this means our code works 100% how it should be. The problem with this code right here is that the code basically only takes into account one thing. Is the input equal to good or not? That means basically whatever we write except good will get printed out the same print statement here. I'm so sorry to hear that. We have to give our users some more choices, and also if the user says bad, we want to print this. If the user is okay, then we can say that. And if it says anything the program is not programmed to understand, if that makes sense. If the input is something that we haven't taken into consideration yet, then we can, for example, print out, I'm so sorry, I'm not programmed to, I don't know what that means. Please answer either this, or this. So we can do that. We'll go up here again into the input statement here. Hey, how are you today? And we can do this. Please answer. Good. Bad. Or okay, for example. So now we said to the user, we ask the question and it says we want one of three answers. We want good, bad, or okay. So this the program can work with. So if var equals good, we already have that one. And here is a new statement for us, and that is elif. That is basically just short for else if. So if it's not this, but it is something else, then we can do else if var equals to bad. Then we can print this, for example. We'll cut that out from here. And we'll pass it in here. And then we can also do one more. elif. You can do as many elifs as you want. Okay. Then we want to print I'm having quite an okay day myself. And then here comes the kicker, else print. So sorry. I'm not programmed to answer on that. Or let's just make it easy. I did not understand that. Please answer. Good, bad, or okay. Now, should we see if this runs? So now, just to go through it one more time, the input is still, hey, how are you today? But we added, please answer good, bad, or okay. And we also said that if the variable, the user input, is equal to good, we want to print this line here. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm actually not too bad myself. elif, or that means else if the variable equals to bad, then we are printing, I'm so sorry to hear that, China, tomorrow is going to be great. Else if, elif, the variable is equal to okay, then we are printing, I'm having quite an okay day myself. And if the feedback or the input from the user is anything else than those three strings or three words there, then we are printing, so sorry, I did not understand that. Please answer good, bad, or okay. So now let's see if we can get this to work. Hey, how are you today? Please answer good, bad, or okay. We're going to start off with good. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm actually not too bad myself. Perfect. And then we will try one more time. Hey, how are you today? Now we will answer bad this time. I am so sorry to hear that. Chin up. Tomorrow is going to be great. And we will try 2 more times. And as you might have guessed, we will try with OK. And we get the answer from the program. I'm having quite an okay day myself. And then the last one here, we will say something. We will say cold turkey. How are you doing today? And the answer is cold turkey. No wonder the program gets confused. And it answers, so sorry, I did not understand that. Please answer good, bad, or okay. I will go through this one last time because this is very important that you understand. And I will start from the first line here. We assign the input into a variable. That means the answer from the user to our question. Hey, how are you today? We also ask the user to answer either good, bad, or okay. If this variable is equal to good, then we want to print this line right here. Or if, or elif, the variable is equals to bad, then we want to print this line here. Else if the variable is equal to okay, we are printing this line here. And if the variable is anything else than those 3 words, then we are going to print this line right here. So sorry, I did not understand that. Please answer good, bad, or okay. And then we are telling the user one more time to answer either good, bad, or okay, because we already coded that into our program. I hope all of this made sense to you, and but of course, if you have any questions, then leave them in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And as also always, give me a thumbs up if you appreciate my effort here, and also go ahead and click that subscribe button, and yeah, you know where it is. In our next video, we are going to start looking at some simple coding tasks, and we will actually create our first ever usable program, and we will call it the Storomatic 1000. I see you then.